in the message. It's your girl, Beleza.
It's your girl, Kiki.
And it's your girl, Gigi. Welcome back. If you are here, chances are your life is in shambles, whether you're new or whether you're returning.
Yes. And a welcome.
All of our lives are in shambles.
Welcome back.
How was y'all weekend?
It was good. Relaxing. I had fun.
Feeling good, feeling great. Y'all know I use my weekends to relax.
Yeah. What about you?
My weekend was good. I ate fruit, I'm still in that 30 days of fruit thing for the rest of the month. It ends July 7th. So I'm looking forward to July 7th.
Now, when you're saying fruit, like you're only eating fruit?
Yeah.
Okay, bet.
Like
I didn't know what you...
all fruit.
Okay, bet.
Even avocado. Avocado's a fruit. I learned that recently. I didn't vegetable.
It is a fruit.
I'm not an avocado person.
You put avocado.
Little salt, some lime. Avocado's good.
It's good. It's good. I usually for breakfast I would have like toast, like pachata, whatever.
Ciabatta?
Ciabatta.
Yeah. Ciabatta bread?
What Gigi said.
I want the hard bread?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I usually like toast it. Ciabatta? Pachata. Where did I get the piece from?
It doesn't matter.
Anyways, I would toast it and then I'll saute like a whole bunch of veggies and stuff. Put the avocado at the bottom and then throw it on top.
Who gave you that idea, that avocado toast idea?
I think I must have Googled it that's when I was like first went like vegan years ago. And I was like, dang, I need a breakfast alternative.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's good. So good.
Especially if all you're eating is toast. You want to get a little something else on there.
A little something else. Like spruce it up a bit.
Spruce. All right. So what do we have today? What's today's topic?
Today's topic is college lessons. What have you learned since being in college?
Take me back.
Yeah, please take me back.
Good old days. The good old
good old days when nothing was wrong and everything was wrong.
Right. No,
really was nothing wrong.
No, we just didn't care enough. We didn't have cares in the world.
Right, no cares, no worries, no bills.
Yeah, we
no real bills.
Nah, I have to speak for yourself.
I had bills, but no real bills. I wasn't paying mortgages and rent and stuff.
I wasn't paying mortgage, but rent was a real thing.
Girl.
Yeah, I wasn't paying rent.
I wasn't paying rent. I already paid my dorm price, and well, the government paid the dorm, and I'm paying the government. So there's that. So what was you guys' starting major, and what was your ending major when you were in college?
Gigi, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Off as an engineer, I was looking forward to going into biomedical until I had to realize that you have to do every other kind of engineering before you get to your specialty. And computer science wiped me out.
I believe it.
Wait.
And C++ is a hot mess for me. Like, I don't understand it. But I ended up with English major. I needed to get up out of there. Yeah.
Did your credit transfer with you?
Most of them, yeah. English is a very fluid degree.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't have a major going in. I was just like, let me just go and do some general studies. Mm-hmm. I was talking to my counselor, and they were just like, well, since you don't know what you want to do, just do general studies. Well, I wanted to get into the School of Business, and I didn't get in the beginning. So they were like, if you do these, then get in. So I focused on my general studies, and then I ended up not having the grades to get into the School of Business, but I ended up with an alternative, which was for the agriculture school, but it was resource economics. So it's still business. And so it was resource economics and concentration with business management and marketing. And then I minored in women's studies.
Nice.
Yeah. That's cool. I realized I had enough women study classes. They were like, oh, so you can minor. I was like, for real? It was like, yeah, if you had like 2 more credits, you could have double majored. Dang. Yes, and then with sign language, if I had a few more credits, I could have minored in that. Dang.
I feel like they don't tell us in time. Like they always
They
say after. I feel like
don't!
they always wait till after to be like, oh, you could have told me
You
too.
coulda told me. I could have taken those extra classes,
Like,
but
I don't know. I'm just here.
yeah, during my general study life, I realized how much I really like women's studies, so I just kept taking women's study courses. It's cool.
Yeah, I started with a biology pre-med track. I went into school originally wanting to be a ER doctor.
Mm.
So everything I took was based off of science and math and all those things. However, I had a really bad advisor at that time. So she was throwing so much at me in the first year that I just was not passing the classes because I'm taking like large like chemistry, biology,
Yeah.
physiology, and all these
Ooh.
things in the same semesters. And of course, me not knowing this, first being a first generation student. So my junior year, I ended up switching to allied health sciences.
Mhm.
So that took a lot of my same credits, and I just had to pretty much finish it off. I was a second semester junior when I decided to switch, um, and was able to graduate in the 4 years with that new major. So
So, solid though.
yeah, so
That's
it actually allied health sciences was pretty interesting. Once I got a new advisor and she told me I can do that, she explained to me what that major entailed and that I didn't have to pretty much take extra classes to get that degree. So I went ahead with that track.
Whew, worked out.
Yeah, new advisor was amazing. Amazing. I wish I had her first.
Shout out to both of y'all going straight in with a major.
yeah.
Y'all kind of knew what y'all wanted to do.
Almost.
Old your old advisor was a hater.
Bro, she was hating hard.
She wanted to see you
y'all.
fail. She
Yeah.
wanted to see you
She wanted to
fail.
see my downfall, bro. And
Set
every time.
her astray.
Bro, and I was in her office like literally like every like 2 to 3 weeks. I'll be like, hey, like these classes, like, is there anything else I can do? Is there any other way to go? And she will just be like, nope, that's what you gotta take. That's what you gotta do.
Oh, dang,
You
she
have to
grinding.
make it work. Like she legit didn't
Oh,
give me
she
no other
grinding.
options. And I didn't know any better. I'm just like, well,
Right.
I guess I gotta figure this out. But it didn't work out. It just didn't work out. Apparently, I'm not meant to be a doctor, y'all. And that's okay. You shouldn't have me working on you.
Well, you should be a therapist, but that's a whole nother story.
Oh Lord, here we go with therapist.
We'll get to that.
So what would you would have wanted your actual major to be? Knowing what you know today, if you could go back, what would you actually want your major to
I would have stuck it out with the biomedical because right now, if you look at the industry right now, the advancement in like cell stem research, the advancement in artificial limbs, um, the way we eat food, engineer food, all that kind of stuff is
Yeah.
biomedical. And it's like I probably would have been able to make way more money, probably a little less stressed.
be?
Yeah, because something like you're actually really interested in.
Yeah, and I was really intrigued by it. Like it, I really, I still, I read a lot of articles about it and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
Mhm.
I,
Oh,
would have stuck it out.
science and corporate. You can't go wrong.
Right.
Science, bruh. Science is a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Or medical field, actually. Medical
I feel like that's one of those jobs that probably will never go away,
field. Yeah.
depending on where you work in the medical field and
Yeah.
stuff like that, because you're gonna need a doctor.
Yeah.
You're gonna always need something health related. That's never gonna change with people.
Yeah. If I could change, I never really. I probably. I don't know. I don't know.
Just say you would. Just say it. Just say
Just
it. Just say it. We know
Would you
that's
keep it the same? Do you
I
think
think
the
I
way
want to
you
stay
went
in
was the right?
business. Yeah, I think the way that I went was the right course. 'Cause
yeah.
like I said, I wanted to go in business. I just didn't get into the business school, so I rerouted. But I would have stayed business. If I had to change, I'd probably be a doctor. I
Mm.
always wanted to be a doctor or a priest. I mean, not a priest, but a pastor. So,
What kind of doctor? What kind?
a surgeon.
Oh, a surgeon. Okay.
Yeah,
Heart
something
surgeon.
about opening people
And
up. I think
general.
probably maybe general.
Okay.
Mhm.
Probably general surgeon, or a brain surgeon. but probably
I'm about to say
general.
you be on call all the time. If
I
you're a
know.
general surgeon,
Right.
they'll call you just because the
I would-
sky is blue.
Yeah, I would have no life. I would have no life. But yeah, I'll probably be a surgeon.
Cool, cool. I think I've always thought about that. I don't know, honestly. I probably would have went in for general studies and kind of dabbled into different things to see what I would have actually liked. I kind of went into school with the mindset of my family just being like, you got to be a doctor, or you got to be this, you got to be that. So, probably doing the general studies just to see what else is out there that I might actually like instead of just focusing on science. Or if I was to continue the science track, I actually think I probably should have did the nursing school track. I feel like there's a wider broad of learning there.
That's fair. That's fair.
And more job opportunities and more money. Because girl, if I could be a travel nurse,
woo!
Dang.
I wish that's something I probably would have done.
Oh my gosh, to be a travel nurse. Oh man, making bank and seeing the world.
Right.
Oh my goodness, I
agree.
wish I had that track like that. Man, miss that Coleman boy. It's okay though.
Yeah.
I still like what I do, but I miss that.
All y'all science people scared me. I probably would have went the science route into a medical field, but all my friends
scared you.
Y'all kept talking about the biology classes. There was one class in particular, and I was like, I ain't gonna try.
Oh, because those are the devil now. Don't get it. Biology, chemistry, physiology.
It was chemistry.
Them classes. Oh my gosh, to take all them classes at once. Woo,
but the best classes was the summer because like literally it would be the only class that you're taking. You didn't have a full load, and the teachers were way more like individualized, and it was a smaller class. You know, I don't know if you remember, but biology class, like that first couple of years, 400, 500 people. Like,
bro. And they ended with like 80 every year.
Bro.
Like it'll start with 500 and with like 80 people in the class.
Yeah, not
right. So like if you took those in the summer, it was more like 20-1 or 25-1. It was more like high school set up, but you got the attention that you needed with that.
And it wasn't the teacher. Like y'all, don't get me wrong. I know you guys hear horror stories about teachers, but I would actually say the biology teacher at UConn, he was so good. Like he wrote the book that he was teaching from.
The one that was hard of hearing? Yes. Loved him.
He actually wrote most teachers, first of all, fun fact about UConn, it's a research-based school. So most of the teachers wrote the book.
Yeah.
So that, like, he would offer all the office hours. He would try to break it down as much as he can during those office hours. It was like, it wasn't him.
And he would give you extra credit if you even showed up.
Yeah.
Like, he was dope. And his TAs were really cool.
Yeah. It was just the class with everything else was just too much. It was just too much to try to understand the concepts of how everything intertwines on top of everything else you're doing and trying to maintain the social life.
Yeah, so and he made it fun. He made it as fun as he possibly could.
As he could. Biology is not fun.
That's why I said as he could.
But no, I don't even knock the teachers because they did what they were paid to do at UConn. Right. I don't have a complaint about any teacher I've ever taken.
Yeah, I loved lab though. That's why I'm saying. That's why I would love to do like surgery. We always got to dissect something.
Yeah. Most of the professors at UConn really did try their best to be like fun and like entertaining and keep the span.
Yeah, because my philosophy class, ooh,
yeah,
man, that philosophy. What was it? What was it? Arjona?
Was that
yes, that building was just filled with characters.
That building in general was like a more of a flowy building.
Yeah,
like it had a lot
it was
of
like
artsy,
very
creative stuff going on.
Yeah. And also, remember Econ? Our Econ professor, he was a lawyer, an actual, and he taught economics, and then he also loved baseball. So he would incorporate all of that into like the lesson.
He did. I liked Econ. Statistics was interesting too.
Statistics, wild one. It was good though. I mean, we have like good stuff.
Good stuff.
He like math. No thanks.
Yeah, like good stuff.
So, what did you think college life was going to be going in? Like, did you guys have expectations of what it was going to be, or was it right where your expectations were? Like, what was it? Like when you heard about going to college, what was your first initial thoughts about
Well, I had a little bit experience with college. My sister was at Hampton University, and when I had spring breaks, I would go visit with her. And she would still be in school.
HU?
Well, spring and winter breaks, I would just go down there with her and visit. Um, so I really didn't have expectation. I just was like, oh, okay, like we'll see what this experience is like. I didn't know what.
Mhm.
You didn't know what to expect. Me either. I mean, like my brother, he went to University of Penn, but that was out in Philly, so it's not. I probably went to go visit him once, but
Mhm.
by then I was already in college during spring break. But I didn't have expectations. I was just like, going to college. Let's see how this goes.
Let's see how this goes.
And then I think I was excited because I went into a program before school started called the
Yes.
SSS. I think Student Support something program.
Service?
Summer
Services.
Services?
I think so. Student Support Services
student
program.
support summer program.
Or maybe summer.
Yeah,
I
maybe it
don't
was
know.
that. I was in preset.
Yeah.
I wasn't in. I mean, technically, I wasn't in
PCP.
SSS.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of how like we
So
are.
what?
You were in SSS?
No, I was in the science portion of it because I was going in as a pre-med major. So I was in PSEP.
They had us sharing the same building with you guys?
Yeah.
Because Daisy, Freeman, they were all
In the
science,
same.
that science.
So when you
program.
guys had, I think we shared math together with you guys or something like that. But when you guys went to a different class, we went to a science class.
Oh.
Well, we had a different class than you guys, but we shared the same like math class or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, like the program there was a summer program. They were mainly for like first generation. Some of them was first generation. Some were
urban
like
communities.
urban community, and it was to help you transition from high school into college, so then you're not overwhelmed once you get there straight at freshman year, which was cool because I took etiquette classes, and then we had two classes or three classes that we had to do. We got to meet people. We stayed in the dorms.
We got credits too.
We got credits.
We took actually were college credits.
They were college credits that went. They were actually with like professors and things like that. So it was cool. We had study hours. So they kind of taught us like how to study, what to do, where to sit in class. Like it was really cool. So I think I was excited for that because we got introduced to that during orientation for it. So it was kind of like, okay, the transition was like hitting. So I was just like, whatever happens at this point.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, I going back to the question, I had no expectations of what college was. There was no real indicator of what it was. Even in high school, like of course your guidance counselors are like, oh, they try to do the fear thing, like, oh, you got to be on your own and you got to know your schedule, and we're not going to tell you how to maneuver and all that stuff. But I didn't know what college was. I really didn't until I went into the summer program. Then I was like, oh, I got to really like navigate it. They're giving us a map of the school.
Oh, yeah.
I got to know what building this is. I got to get there in time.
That was another plus.
Yeah, like it was like, whoa.
We got to like really navigate the campus before there was thousands of people on there.
Yes, got to learn the campus. We already knew people going in, so it wasn't that whole, oh, I got to get to know new people now. Like we already had our own bubble at that point. The food was great. Oh gosh, that was amazing.
The food was good. It was always a buffet. Always a buffet.
The buffets.
So good.
But yeah, and I will say that the shock of what UConn was being in the middle of nowhere, like you're just driving to like no man's land, and then all of a sudden the school, and it's like, okay, so how do you get to the city? How am I supposed to get around?
It was its own town.
Yeah, so that I will say that was an interesting experience.
Yeah, those were always fun trips though, going to Walmart.
Yeah, for sure. So how do you guys know, like, do you feel like you knew what you wanted your career path to be immediately, or how did you know what you wanted to go into and study once you kind of got the groove of things?
I had no idea. I had no idea. Because what I got my degree, what I'm working in are two different things right now. And my mindset back then is still set on the traditional way of life. You just go to school, you get a good job. Like I didn't know that I even had to pick a major until like my first course, like the first over the summer, when they were asking you like about like what are your interests, what do you like, what do you want, like honestly, I don't want to be in school anymore, but I'm here, so good job. I'm able to work well. They scared us a lot with regards to like, oh, if you don't have a college degree, you're only gonna be paid this amount, or you're only gonna be able to
Yeah.
kind of money or these kind of opportunities. And I was just like, I need more opportunities. So I'm here. Um, but I think what being being around other people who are like, oh, this is easy to get in and out of here, or this is a good career to try. Because I tried different things between being engineering and being in English. I tried pharmacy. I tried business.
Oh,
I
that's
was like,
good.
all right, I got to get up out of here. So I just went for English, which was a degree that if I wanted to do a master's, it was the most diverse degree to get. So that's how I chose.
Mhm.
Mine was they did a lot of career fairs
Mm.
and my brother beat in my head like go to the career fair. I'm like, but what if I'm not looking for a job? Go to the career fairs. And I think from there I kind of understood what was out there and what wasn't out there. I always thought my career path was I'm being the music entertainment and I'm being the business side of it and that's just that. I was Lady Diddy and you couldn't tell me nothing. So that's what it was. But that wasn't what it was. But I think with doing the career fairs and then always I faithfully went to my counselor, like just knock on the door, hey counselor, what's up? And so he knew I was trying to get into the school of business. And when it wasn't looking that way, he was like, hey, yo, like school of ag, they're having this like kind of like a career fair tonight. You should go. I was like, I don't know. But I went and then we just met all these alum that like were in business and they took this route and it was like, yo, definitely do it. We got to talk to them, and then I was like, all right, cool. So that's how I found my route. But it was always like go to career fairs, and I knew it was going to be business some way, somehow. I just had to figure out how I was going to
Mm.
Dang, I wish I would have known about the career fair. Shoot.
Yeah,
make that happen.
I didn't know
Oh
about.
yeah, yeah. They had it like they had one at least one every semester, but I think it was two. They would have one, yeah, every semester. So one in the spring, one in the fall.
That's crazy.
Mhm.
Where was my counselor?
Right. The counselor told me. My counselor told me.
God, no, she didn't tell me nothing. She
Yeah.
just let me get my
She let you
downfall.
die. She just let you. She was like, huh?
She was just trying to take me out the game. God, dog.
Your counselor was so Kiki, just
Yeah,
mad.
trifling. And I was
Yeah.
with her for so long. So I was just like, God, I should have switched her
Yeah.
immediately when I saw she wasn't helping me. But I would say for me, like Gigi, my my degree has nothing to do with where I'm at today in terms of my career. But I will say that I started to switch my mind on what I wanted my career to be towards my senior year, about to graduate, which is the worst time to know exactly what you want to do. So I realized we had a program with AACC where we had to work with juvenile girls. So when I started to work with them and like talk with them and get to know like how they think, why they do the things they do, how they move, I decided that I wanted to kind of switch my career path into the psychology of crime and how can we stop this early enough where we don't get like juveniles into the systems and things like this. So that actually was the reason why I decided to go for my master's degree because I actually wasn't going to get a master's originally. But because my degree was in allied health science and I'm trying to do psychology and criminal behavior now, I was like, I feel like I have to get a master's regarding that.
Hence
So
the therapist.
everybody thinks I should be a therapist.
I'm
I don't
just
know about
saying.
that yet. We'll
I
see.
think so.
But yeah, that's actually the reason why I decided to switch into that. It wasn't until I had that experience working with the girls. But once again, going back to what I stated, I wish I would have just done a general studies
Yeah.
in the beginning, and I could have probably figured that out way early on and not waste so much time during my undergrad doing the wrong major.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
I feel you.
yeah. So what would you guys tell freshmen going in how to navigate their career paths? Well, actually, let's rewind back. What would you tell freshmen going into college today?
Today?
Like, what would you tell them to do starting off? Like, day one, you go into college, day one, this is how you should move moving forward.
Um, The pressure is getting worse. No,
The
but
pressure is getting worse.
I can go, GG, if you want me to.
yeah, you go.
Okay. I mean, I would navigate it the way, the way that I did. Like I said, my brother was a big college nerd. He was really into going to college tours and things like that. So, I would just tell him before you even get on campus, get a map. If you're close by, try to go on campus before you actually get there so you can kind of like walk around. Once you get there, talk to your counselors, figure out who your counselors are. Talk to admin, especially financial aid, all of that. Like talk to everybody that you can. I'm really big on networking. And as soon as you become friends with them, they'll become friends with you and they're gonna look out for you. So that's really like probably be my main thing.
Mm-hmm. You want me to go?
Yeah, you go.
I actually agree. I would say definitely find the right mentors. Like look for certain admin staff. If you're going to do social clubs, look for the head honchos in those social clubs. Talk to them because we had like Dr. Price,
Yeah.
we had Brittany.
Yeah,
We had a lot of
shout out to Yancey.
yeah, we had a lot of people that were like mentors, even though they weren't necessarily within our majors or in our crafts. They were there to tell us, like, hey, if you ever need help with certain things in terms of life.
Yeah, even seniors.
Yeah.
Like Ali, I think he was like a junior.
Oh yeah, Ali was great.
He was great. He was part of Nesby.
You
I
guys,
think he was the Nesby president at the time.
Ali just passed away.
I know. May he rest in
Did
peace
he?
too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh, may he rest in peace. Yes, but yeah, there's just certain people you want to look for as mentors that you can see that they have a good head on their shoulders, and that they have a good path for them, and just lock in with them, ask them questions. If you know what you want to do, get around those people that are already doing that. If you don't know what you want to do, talk to different people that's in different sections of life, and then just see what they're doing and how it moves. I also think you should start with a general major. Honestly, if you can start off at community college, please do, because the first 2 years really is just bull. Like it really is just taking those little classes. College is really for the experience.
It is. That's why I would say if you can go on a campus, go on a campus because the atmosphere is completely different than community college. Community college, you go in, take your classes, leave. That's it. You know what I'm saying? You're kind of focused on more so real life. But if you go into college, there's an experience and a connection like you just can't. You literally can't have anywhere.
You can't have it anywhere, but you can get it in your junior or senior years. Danny came on in his junior year and he was fine.
Yeah.
They came in their last 2 years and they were fine. They made friends with us.
Yeah.
Shout outs to y'all.
Yeah, they were nerds too. Danny
was nerds, yeah.
Danny was a nerd.
And to be honest, if anything, they kept us kind of on track because they was about their business. They're like, I'm only here for 2 years. I'm about my business. It's like, I need to get about my business.
Yeah.
Because I've been bullshitting for 2 years.
So my advice to anyone coming into college would be like, if you're not really feeling go do a trade, like a trade that's like 18 months, maybe 12 months worth of trade, welding, something that's very lucrative, that you can make money while you're still in school. Because if the way they heading with these loans and the way they heading with the school pricing, you're gonna need something if your family don't got it like that. So I would say do that first. And then when you go in, try to set up your schedule for what your natural sleep rhythm is. Like if you know you're not an early person, do not pick those early classes. You're gonna set yourself up for failure. If you are a night owl, make sure that you're doing classes like in the midday so that way you can do your homework at night and be ready and refreshed for the next day.
But I will say this, and not to cut you off, Gigi, but usually juniors and seniors get more flexibility when it comes to that because when electives come in, those are usually 8 a.m. classes.
Yeah.
It depends on what school you're at. I know I looked at a few different schools, and they offer different times. And then also, if it's if it is early, probably like 2 days a week. So that's something you might have to suffer through. I lost my train of thought. What was the last sentence I said before?
You were talking about sleep rhythm, making sure you do your courses.
You just said answer for failure. I said something after.
No, that's where I came in. So
that's what I remember. Yeah.
I don't remember now.
Sorry.
It's okay. Other advice incoming freshmen or incoming students into college would be surround yourself with people that already have had years of family with college, because they kind of have insight that you might not know. For example, if you get like a lot of scholarships that not only cover your books and your board and your food, but it has like you have like plus, sometimes colleges take away some of those scholarships because you have too much, they don't want to pay it out to you. What you can do is you can do a bill, and you can buy your laptop with that. You can buy gas for your transportation with that. I mean, you can do different things with it. You just have to list it out, and they'll give you the full amount of your scholarships. What else? What else? What else? And then also, yeah, like Beleza and Kiki said, make your advisor like one of your best friends. They're gonna help you navigate, and then also make sure you print out the student handbook so you can see like how things fit together with whatever major you're trying to go into, because there is a roadmap sometimes, but sometimes it's not. You just gotta see what you like, see what you don't like, and never be afraid to drop a class within the first 10 days, because if you see where this class is going, where the workload is looking like, drop it like a hot potato. Always bring the syllabus with you. Always keep the syllabus with you. And if you are a procrastinator, you're gonna have to set the due dates for a lot of your stuff earlier than when it's actually due, because when that work jump up on you, it's gonna jump up on you like those deadlines.
3 a.m. Speed papers.
Yes. Like, you don't want to have nightmares like me. I remember I still, even sometimes right now, I jump up like 11:59. I gotta like submit it. Like, I gotta submit papers at 11:59.
Yeah. Organization's
And you
key.
like type in with your shoulders up, trying to get everything.
That's stress.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. And just to piggyback off of Gigi, I actually went to a trade high school. So I actually graduated as a certified carpenter. And before college, I was offered a job with Sikorsky. And if anybody knows what Sikorsky is, it is a like top-notch like aircraft company. And they were taking everybody that went to the school, offered us jobs, and was going to pay us a really good salary. And then they would have paid for us to go to school later. And I wish I would have stuck with that route instead of listening to my parents. And granted, my parents were looking out for the best for me. They didn't know any better in terms of being like, oh, you can do work first and then go to school. But I think if I would have took that route, I definitely would have been in a better spot, because I was already certified coming out of high school, already had jobs lined up. I was working while in high school in the trade, so I already had it all set. So definitely, if you can get a trade, A1 say do the trade. A1 do that. So with you touching on scholarships and stuff, what advice do you have for people going into school about scholarships, grants, what to do with overflow of financial aid? Because a lot of us is in the mess of the financial aid because we did not, like, we had overflow of the financial aid and decided to keep it. Check. Refund check. We was waiting for the refund check to hit. Okay. More money, more money, more money. So what advice will we give them in terms of just all of the things money related to school?
So I would say junior year, start applying for junior year of high school. Yeah, that summer, just start applying for every scholarship you know that's coming up for the following year. Like, even if you're not a senior yet, a lot of them will tell you it's for a senior, and it'll let you know like what time period you need to get that done in. Like, spend that whole summer, at least be applying to like, I don't know, 10, 15 per week for the whole summer. Even if you don't get experience, you'll get to like, your name will come across papers more often. People will say like, oh, she's really trying for this. She or he or are really trying for this. Also see what try to get the scholarships that are renewable, because then that's less legwork for you in the over the course of your schooling. And like I said, if they ever try to take away scholarships because you have too much, it already pays for like your room and board, your tuition, it already pays for your food, stuff like that. Always ask for and go to your advisor, ask of them how to appeal it. or you might need to go to your financial office and ask them for an appeal paperwork or appeal form for scholarships. I don't know what it's called now, but that's what it's called when I was in UConn, which was over 10 years ago. Um, over 15 years ago. No, but seriously, there they have something where you basically would have to outline what you're going to spend the money for, what you need it for, and as long as you keep that surplus, you can either pay back loans that you might have, you can pay for computer, you can pay for transportation. Like I said, like if you already have a car but you need like gas, you can pay for that. You can pay for I don't know if you need extra products like books. You can just put it all on a group
Bag, everything.
and then they'll cut you a check to pay for all of that stuff. I'm not saying you have to use it for all that stuff. I'm just saying do the form, okay? Do the form.
And I'll help you out in the long run too.
Yeah, what was the first part of your question, Kiki? Because you asked, what was the
About scholarships, grants, and then when you have an overflow of financial aid, what do you do with
Okay.
that money?
Yeah. She pretty much, I mean, Gigi pretty
Yeah, I
much
think you
touched
touched
on
everything.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gigi pretty much touched on everything. I pretty much co-sign everything that she said, especially just applying to stuff. And like she said, do things that are something that you can get annually. And then another thing is once you start applying for things, even if you're not eligible for it yet because you're not a senior, you're gonna start getting newsletters and things like that where you'll find even more stuff to apply for. So it just all works out that way.
Yes, and I agree. Once again, just piggybacking. I think they touched on everything, but make sure you're starting with your junior year in high school, even if you're far past that. Let's say you're already in school, still apply for the scholarships.
Yes.
Do like 20 a day if you
Yeah.
can. There's so many, there's so much untouched money that it's like absolutely ridiculous. I was told by my dad every day leading up to college to apply for scholarships, and I wish I listened.
Yeah.
I really wish I listened. Like I got a lot of scholarships just based off of my grades and stuff. But if I would have applied even more, I probably could have went to school for free, honestly. But apply to any and everything. The best thing they could tell you is no. So what? Like at least you applied for it. If they tell you yes, you got free money.
Right.
So I definitely
keep yourself a spreadsheet too. So like open up a little spreadsheet, do the ones that you apply for, keep track of that because it's kind of helpful too.
yes. And if you need help, ask for the help. This is what counselors are there for. This is
Yes.
guidance counselors, your advisors. Those are what they're there for. So if you need the help with writing the papers and stuff for the scholarships, ask for the help. They're going to give it to you.
Yep.
Yep, absolutely. What did you guys think was like the fun part? Like the concerts, the midnight walks, the meeting the people, the food. Like what was the life of college for you like?
Oh man, I think it was the freedom of being in such a safe bubble, safe environment. Because UConn, like you both mentioned, is literally like you drive down this long, long road to get to it, and then it opens up into like all it is husky land. Like it's like UConn country, literally. So like you're there.
Yeah.
I like that I was able to walk around campus late at night and be safe. Like I like that you had your roommate, you have like you're more accountable for yourself. Like your environment is like just different from like being at home. You have to rely on your own judgment a lot more. It doesn't want to tell you what time to get up, what to eat, where to eat, how to dress, who to hang out with. Like it's no one controlling any of that. So it's like I like that freedom. I liked it a lot. That was fun. And I like Husky night, which is like Friday nights, and then you would go to the student union and they had like you make like little arts and crafts stuff, cookies, stuff. There's a lot of stuff to just do on campus.
Yeah, I still have street signs that I made. They used to have like graffiti night where you put graffiti on the hats. Those were popular back then. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I piggyback what Gigi said. It's the independence. It's the independence for me. You get to like be an adult in a safe space. And then I mean I'm not trying to bag on UConn, but I'm gonna brag on UConn. Like UConn, you had husky butts and points depending on what meal plan that you got. So in a way you could budget, you can learn how to budget that way. And I kind of took it that way, like, okay, I have 200 points for the semester. How am I gonna stretch 200 points for the semester? Or how am I gonna do this? Or, even throwing husky butts on your card and figuring things out like that. Like I really like stuff like that. I loved the parties that we had in the student union. The student union parties. Those were a lot of
Those are
fun.
dope.
Spring, spring weekend, freshman and sophomore year. I think they started getting strict around senior year, but I mean, the spring weekends were fun. Like we didn't have to go to Mexico to enjoy the Mexico party life. Not at UConn. UConn is a party school. It was known for a party school. I don't know how it is now, but like we had fun. I mean, we had what was those things that we would like go into the union and it would be like just random parties that would pop up. Everybody's like, yo, get there by 9.
Oh, the raves?
The raves. Yo, we had raves
The
at the
raves at the school,
union.
yo.
We would just throw paper. It was
Oh
crazy.
my gosh, it was crazy.
It was crazy. But I think the ones that I like the most are the walks, like Gigi said. Sometimes when somebody's not feeling good, somebody be like, yo, can we just go on a walk? We just go on a walk and we just laugh. One time, me and Jerry, we did like, I wanted to do like the Notebook scene when they just laid in the street. So Gigi she was a real one, and she laid in the street with me and watched the lights change. That was fun.
Aww.
So it's just like little things like that.
Yeah, I just piggybacking off of what you guys said. I would say it gave us a precursor to the adult life without having to be thrown fully into it just yet. It gave me a lot of the lessons that I needed to know before I got on my own. So just being more responsible with my time, being responsible with work, because I did work while on UConn's campus. I was a whole manager. Jesus,
you was a manager then.
Jesus, I was the game room manager at that. That was
not. She hooked me up with a job as the manager. It wasn't her, but it was her.
But yeah, like getting a job, being responsible for people, and managing relationships, because that was new for me, to manage friendships and relationships with other people, and learning how to be, be careful around other people's feelings and their experiences with life that's different from my own. Living with a stranger, living with somebody different, and being cognizant of how they do things. Once again, food was always amazing. Food was always great. The food. Being at a PWI, I will say, is different from HBCUs.
Yes.
We'll get into that on a whole nother episode. Way different. However, I think our experience, I was spoiled. I would have to say UConn completely spoiled us. Being the number one public school at the time,
it was. Yeah, you're right.
And a D1 college basketball school. We were lit. We were lit. Like it. And we were there during Maya Moore and the Kimball Walker phases. So it was litty during those times. But it was a nice balance. It was just a nice balance of like having to learn how to navigate seriousness of school and working and relationships, but also knowing you can reward yourself and have fun.
Yeah.
You can go out there, you can have fun. And if you have too much fun, you can realize where your balance is off. So
shout out to the campus police too. Like, they did their best to make sure you didn't get in trouble, even if
I ain't never seen them.
But they were there when you needed them.
I ain't never seen the campus.
I
seen the blue lights though. Of course I know they're there, but I ain't never seen an actual officer.
I will say, like, when people party too hard, that's when they kind of pull up and they make sure. Like, we kind of had a hospital on campus. We had a police station. We had a fire station. You kind of did spoil us, because I mean we
were spoiled.
We literally had all of that on campus. So if something happened, like the campus police would come as opposed to like police. Imagine like Atlanta police pulling up to your college as opposed to like, I don't know, like Spelman police pulling up to you. It's just different. It's just different. But like they always made sure, like if somebody was drunk or something, they just hold them until they was cool and then they let them go. Like, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to public safety, I guess you call them.
Yep, shout out to schools in general. The schools that do it the right way.
Yes, shout out to all
do
the
it
colleges,
right.
That's a lot of kids
not
to
stressed
manage.
like that on campus.
Yeah, that's a lot of kids to manage.
It is
on any campus.
But they were really laid back with like just like they were really laid back. They understood that we were kids. Even on our spring weekend, there were like officers everywhere, and there were ambulance there like to keep us safe. It was I know they knew that a lot of them kids out there was like underage.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But they just like made sure we escorted ourselves safely back up to our dorms, and kind of like
they gave us water. They made sure we was good. That's what I'm saying. Like they held us down.
Yeah, and I'm sure that the mindset of them is like, it's a college campus. Like, these kids is gonna be on a college campus. They're gonna drink. They're gonna be out here. They're gonna party. That's what colleges do.
Yeah, but I think there's some college campuses that are not like that either.
I know there's a lot.
Once again, thank you, UConn, for the spoilment that I've had. I have fully admitted since visiting other campuses that we were completely spoiled.
Yeah.
Completely.
We was in a bubble for real.
Like, for real, for real. I guess that's what happens when you're in the middle of nowhere. You just in Cal Central.
Cal Tippin and everything. No, I didn't go Cal Tippin.
Our school was literally our school was its own city. Like, it was just its own city. So I guess they was like, well, they could do whatever they want because they can't go nowhere.
We can do nowhere.
Literally what happened at UConn stayed at UConn for the most part.
Like, where can you go? For the most part. Lord, but it was a good time. Definitely a good time. So what do you guys feel about the state of the student loan thing today? Like, with the whole Biden administration trying to delete the student loans, do you think that's something that can work? Do you feel that it's kind of one of those things? Well, first of all, I think everything is one of those campaign launches. Like, oh, we're going to do this for you because I'm trying to get back in office. But do you feel that what he's doing can help our actual economy and help us in a sense? Or do you feel like people should just pay their loans?
So I'm a little torn on that because it's like, if they were able to forgive the PPP loan for businesses, right? Like for companies, and those loans were extensively way more than what.
Yeah.
Extensively more. If they're able, why can't they forgive student loans? Like, what is the big issue with? And a lot of student loans were predatory, so like, more of a forgiveness because of that. Like, they knew those kids in the underserved areas could not afford college, and college shouldn't even be that much per year. Like, it's up significantly from like 1970s. Like, we should housing mortgages for a semester.
Yeah, I agree with Gigi. Like, if we're talking about the business world, if you can forgive PP loans, I mean, student loans was a business world. Absolutely. You literally, they like Gigi said, you preyed on us, you gave us the money, and now it's hard for y'all to forgive it. Like, how is that gonna change this deficit the United States have in general? We're already over $1 trillion in debt anyway. Y'all sitting here printing money like it's popcorn. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really understand. I don't understand why you can't forgive us the way that you forgive so many other businesses.
Yep, I agree. I think I agree with both of you guys. Like, if you can forgive that, you can forgive this over here as well. I think Biden is the only president that even tried to touch it. Honestly, I haven't heard of any other presidency really saying, "Oh, let's at least take off some of it. Let's scrape some of it off to at least help them along the lines of paying this off." And I'm be honest with you, even if it's a matter of the ones that say, "No, you took out the loans, you must pay it back." Stop the interest payments, because I took out this amount of loans. So if I have to pay it back, I should be able to pay back just the amount that I took out. And if you take out the interest, I'm pretty sure there's a lot more people that can probably actually pay off their loans slowly but surely, and you can get the money you want. But for people, especially of our generation, because we're the ones who are highly affected by this right now, just seeing that increase every month, and it's more than what I took from it. It's like, why?
And
like, why am I doing this?
And another thing, like, you won't forgive us for our student loans. However, you send things to collections anyway, and you end up getting your money anyway from all these businesses, because once you put things into collection, you guys end up taking an L, but you actually end up getting your money back. So you end up writing it off. Let me not say get your money back, but you end up writing it off as a business. So I don't understand. But to answer your other question, because we're so focused on this student loan, but to answer your other question, I do think it would be helpful if what Biden and team is doing. I don't know if it's just Biden, but I do think it would be helpful if they did let go of, what is it, 20,000? I think
it's 10,000 for federal, 20,000 for Pell.
Yeah, for Pell. So so that would be if for Pell and federal. together. I think altogether 10 and 10. So if you took
No.
out both,
20,000 if you
just
had a
for Pell.
Pell, if you had a Pell grant,
Okay.
and 10,000 if you had just federal.
Okay. So yeah. So I mean, that alone, some people have 50,000 net, even if it's 150 or 200,000. That is a lot of money to take
Yeah.
off the top. And mind you, if you're taking it off the top without interest, just the principal of that, that alone could even it could decrease interest rates, or decrease the interest going on your payments just
Right.
because the totality of the bill is shorter. So
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I do think it is helpful, for sure. I do personally know someone who ended up getting approved for like some relief.
The forgiveness.
Yeah, the forgiveness loan because they work for the government, and she didn't think it was possible, and she got a letter saying that everything's paid. I think she had over 6 figures
Yep.
of student loans, and like
I have 6 figures.
to
of
see a
student loans.
smile on her face, I was just like, "Dang, that's beautiful."
It makes a
That's
difference.
dope.
And
Yeah.
that goes to say, because I'm one of those people that work for the government as well. It's a really low paying job. And for
Yeah.
them to try to take away the forgiveness for the people that are work for the government or teachers is like we're working for the public because we can't afford this.
It should
Like,
be
we're
free
doing this-
automatically for government workers.
Yeah, like it's
I
just
mean,
like
it should be forgiven.
it's like the original plan with Obama putting in place the public service loan forgiveness was so because there's a lack of people serving the public because it's such a lack of payment there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it was supposed to be the incentive of, hey, we need more public workers and we'll forgive it after 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm happy that she got that because that means she's worked in public service for 10 years and
Yeah.
they went ahead with it. But where we're moving now, that may not be an option
That's
for the
true.
rest of us anymore. And if that's not an option for me later, it's kind of like, then what's the point of working a public service job? Because I'm not making enough money to survive like that. But I have all these loans on the back end now that you said you will forgive for me working this industry for so long. And now that's not a thing anymore. It's like, well, it's not worth me working in public. I have to find a job that's going to make me over 6 figures then.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
and
just,
also speaking about like payment, like if you want us to pay these high price, overpriced loans back, pay us more money. Like why
yes.
raise the price on everything, right? They raise the price for everything, but they're not raising the wage for everything.
And it doesn't make sense.
Like it don't make any sense.
It
Like you
doesn't.
know, the price of everything 400%, and you're raising wage like 7% over how many years? Like it's not. It doesn't
Exactly.
it doesn't match.
Exactly. And then they're wondering why they're like, oh, millennials are not buying businesses. Millennials are not having kids. Millennials are not going to the movies anymore. Millennials are I can't afford it, bro.
We broke 5 broke.
I gotta make life decisions at the gas station now. Do I want a sandwich or do I need gas?
Popcorn is $30 at the theaters. Like it's $25 just to go at nighttime nowadays.
Listen, if they don't know by now that we are sneaking in food and drinks, I don't know what to tell them because I can't afford
When
it.
you see my big purse under my arm, that's what's under there.
But yeah, what do you guys take away from this? This was a good conversation.
It's fine. Go to college. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's not my advice. Gigi, you want to go first?
My takeaway is trade school, so that you can pay for college. And my other takeaway is y'all need to start voting. Y'all need to start voting and making it make sense, because the only way our voice is going to be heard if we have people in the White House talking on our behalf that believe what we believe. So.
Yes. And on the local levels too. Actually the
Yep.
biggest
All about the
changes
local level.
happen on the local levels.
All the way up. You need them all.
And so since Gigi touched on voting, I mean, run for councilwoman or councilman in your district. If you feel like you can make a change. And a lot of good things about people in colleges. You guys know your poli sci. Y'all know your politics. You guys are very, I will say this new generation is really socially conscious, and do their best to understand their laws now. And so like just run, do that. I will say trade schools too. Another thing is do what's best for you. Like Kiki said earlier, like if you want to do the whole work first, then go to college, or go to college and then do things during the summertime, because we didn't even talk about the things we did during the summertime, like internship and all that. Do that too, but like understand that there's different maps to still get to where you're trying to get to.
Yep.
Yep. And I would say go to college if it requires college. Like if you know you're doing stuff that don't really require the degree, don't waste the money on the degree unless you absolutely have to use that degree.
Mhm.
Also, if you're going to go to college, pay your way through it. Do not take out the student loans; they're predatory. We we were the guinea pigs, y'all. Our generation was the guinea pigs. It is predatory. You do not have to take out student loans. You do not have to get out of school in 4 years. If you can pay your way through tracks and maybe have to take 1 or 2 classes a semester, do that. As long as you can pay your way through it and come out on the end debt free.
Yeah. And I joked a lot about being on campus and enjoying the experience, but just go to the campus. Have fun and then leave. Like,
Yeah, they're not
stay.
locking people out of the campuses. You can party with the college.
You can party. I mean, you're technically a college kid, you know what I'm saying? Whether you're part-time, full-time, doesn't matter. Like, pull up. They're gonna show you love regardless.
Yes, for sure. I think that was a good episode.
That was good. That was very insightful. We appreciate y'all joining. Hopefully y'all learned something. I know that I did. It was good to go down memory lane. Hopefully. Maybe we'll do another college part 2. We'll definitely do like a PWI versus HBCU
For sure.
I know a lot of people are waiting on that one. It's gonna be intense,
It's
but
gonna be intense.
it's gonna be intense but a lot of fun. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms at 30NMS. That's 30ANDAMESS. Check us out on 30NMS.com. Make sure you follow and get some gear for sure. We have t-shirts and sweats still. We love y'all. We gonna see y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.